They found him screaming, naked, running through a forest 6 years after he vanished, all 10 fingers gone, all 10 toes, carved away one by one every time he tried to escape. His name was Ethan Bruner. He was a bartender from Pennsylvania. And the night he disappeared, something waited for him outside the bar. Before we go deeper, hit that like button and subscribe if stories like this pull you in. Drop a comment. Tell us where you're watching from. It's incredible to see how far these stories reach. November 2005. Detective Marissa Keene's voice crackles through the phone. Change of plans, Caleb. Meet me at the Lancaster Pines Motel instead. Caleb Bruner's grip tightens on the steering wheel. His 2003 Honda Accord hums along Pennsylvania's winding roads. 6 years. 6 years since his younger brother Ethan walked out of a bar and into nothing. What's this about, Detective? I'll explain when you get here. The line goes dead. Caleb follows the directions. Route 30 east. Turn north on Centerville Road. The motel appears. Faded blue doors. Flickering neon sign. Police cruisers everywhere. Detective Keene waits at the entrance, auburn hair pulled back. Navy blazer crisp. She extends her hand. Thanks for coming so quickly. Inside room 6, crime scene techs photograph every surface. The smell hits first. Industrial cleaner failing to mask something older, darker. A maid named Maria explains. I noticed moths, lots of them, coming from under the carpet near the window. The manager called exterminators. When they rolled back the carpet, they found it. Caleb steps closer. His stomach drops. On the exposed wooden floor, someone drew an elaborate symbol in black paint, a pentagram, enclosed in a circle. Smaller symbols at each point. Dark stains spot the floor. Old blood. What does this have to do with Ethan? Detective Keene holds up an evidence bag. We ran a preliminary DNA test. The blood matches your brother's profile. Another bag. A black cord with a pendant. A simple Christian cross, tarnished with age. She turns it so he can see the back. Etched in small, precise letters. Ethan Matthew Bruner, June 15th, 1999. That's his full name, Caleb says slowly. But the date, I don't know what that means. The necklace matches the description from 6 years ago. Ethan wore it constantly. Is there anything else? Any other sign of him? Not yet. We're still processing. Detective Keene studies him carefully. Caleb, what do you make of that symbol? He stares at the pentagram. It's obviously a cult. Satanic, probably. Here's where it gets strange. Pennsylvania is deeply religious, Lancaster especially, but there have been reports of occult activity, college students mostly. Nothing the police could act on. Did Ethan ever mention anything like this? Strange groups? People who had a problem with him? No, never. He kept to himself. Just worked weekends at that pub. The Crossroads Pub? Caleb Books? A room at the motel, his mind reeling. In the lobby, a tourist brochure catches his eye. Lancaster Nightlife. The Crossroads Pub listed. Opens at noon daily. He checks his watch. 2:30 p.m. The pub sits on a corner lot. Weathered brick, neon beer signs, dark wood paneling inside. The smell of old beer and lemon cleaner. A lone bartender stands behind the bar. Thin. 40s. Graying ponytail. He polishes glasses with mechanical precision. What'll it be? Jack and Coke? Caleb watches the man's movements. Efficient, practiced, years of muscle memory. Is the owner around today? The bartender shakes his head. Mr. Cordell's been out of town for about a week. Should be back soon, though. Caleb rotates his glass. You hear about the Lancaster Pines Motel? Police investigation? The bartender's hands still, just for a moment. Heard something about it. Did you know Ethan Bruner? He used to work here. The bartender sets down his glass. His expression closes like a door. Yeah, I knew Ethan. Good guy. Reliable. His eyes narrow. Why you asking? I'm his brother, Caleb. The wall comes up instantly. Look, I already told the cops everything 6 years ago. I'm not trying to cause trouble. We were family until he disappeared. The voice flat. Changed everything. New customers enter, 2 college students, black jeans, band t-shirts. They pull out IDs without being asked. Caleb notices their rings, silver bands on their right hands. Some kind of design he can't make out. He leaves a 20 on the bar. As he stands, the bartender speaks. Your brother was serious about his faith, real serious. If you want to know about Ethan, try his church. Lancaster Community Presbyterian on King Street. Caleb drives through Lancaster's tree-lined streets. The church appears. White steeple rising like a beacon. But something else catches his attention first. Across the street, Franklin and Marshall College students have set up a recruitment fair. Colorful banners flutter. Students in matching black t-shirts move between tables. Inside the church, choir practice fills the sanctuary with harmony. A man in his 50s conducts, clerical collar, black shirt. Pastor David Hartley. Caleb shows him a photo of Ethan on his flip phone, the cross pendant clearly visible against his white shirt. I don't recognize the young man, Pastor Hartley says, but I definitely recognize that cross. We give those to members who complete our evangelism seminar, Winning Souls for Christ, intensive 12-week course. There's a date engraved on the back, June 15, 1999. That would be his graduation date from the seminar. The pastor's expression grows serious. If your brother completed that course, he was a dedicated Christian, committed to spreading God's word. Caleb takes a breath. Pastor, the police found an occult symbol drawn on the floor, and blood matching my brother's DNA. Pastor Hartley's face darkens. I cannot believe anyone who wore that cross would willingly participate in occult practices. I agree. I think someone else did this to him. The pastor sighs deeply. I'm afraid there are groups like that in Lancaster. It's why we started the evangelism seminar. We've seen an alarming increase in occult fascination, college students mostly, witchcraft, magic circles, ritual practices. How organized are these groups? More than you might think. They don't just meet in secret anymore. He gestures toward the window. That event across the street, I guarantee you'll find occult groups recruiting there. And I haven't told you the worst part yet. Outside, the student event is winding down, tables being dismantled, vans being loaded. A group of 5 students emerges, heavy black makeup, hair in deliberate spikes and unnatural colors. They move as a pack, laughing. One with green-streaked hair points at Caleb on the church steps. They make exaggerated signs of the cross, mocking genuflections. Bless you, church boy. They all wear identical rings, silver bands with a ram's head design. They climb into a beat-up Ford Taurus and peel out. Behind them, another group struggles with their stall. A girl with jet black hair and purple streaks carries a massive banner. She steps backward into the street. The banner blocks her view. Caleb sees the Chevy Silverado before she does, coming fast. He sprints forward, grabs her around the waist, pulls her backward. They both tumble onto the asphalt. The truck roars past, horn blaring. The banner flies from her hands. Jesus, she gasps. That was close. Are you hurt? No, I'm okay. Thanks to you. Her friends come running. Lily, what happened? This guy saved me. Caleb helps gather her materials. The banner advertises Alternative Spirituality Society. Boxes of flyers with strange symbols, incense bundles. Let me help you get this to your car. They walk to a Honda Civic. As they load the trunk, Caleb notices the contents. Hand-rolled cigarettes. Marijuana by the smell. Cases of Keystone Light. Another sealed box. Thanks again, really? I could have been killed. Her friends whistle. Lily, come on. She drives off. At the intersection a block away, Caleb notices something glinting in the street. He retrieves it. One of those silver rings. Lily's. Bent and broken from being run over. The design is clear up close, a goat's head surrounded by a pentagram. Her car still waits at the red light. Without thinking, Caleb jogs to his Honda. He'll return her ring. The least he can do. He starts his engine, pulls out, keeps her in sight. This is where it gets dark. The buildings grow sparse. Farmland replaces houses. After 20 minutes, they've left Lancaster entirely. Traffic thins. They're virtually alone on the two-lane highway. Lily's turn signal blinks. She pulls onto the shoulder. The lead car stops 100 yards ahead. Caleb pulls over behind her, hands trembling. Lily exits her. Car, body language tense. Why are you following me? What do you want? Caleb raises his hands. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. You dropped this. He shows her the broken ring. Her expression softens. Oh, it's destroyed. She takes it. It's useless now. But thanks, I guess. The other car's doors open. 3 students approach. 2 guys and a girl. A tall one with a shaved head steps protectively near Lily. This guy bothering you? No, it's fine. He was returning my ring. Okay. Stop following us, or we'll call the cops. Sure. No problem. Caleb backs toward his car, but with his window cracked, their voices carry. Damn, Lily, Father's going to be pissed when he sees you broke your ring. Laughter. Screw it. We'll still get to party with those Jesus freaks tonight. It's going to be fucking lit. More laughter. A crude gesture. The casual mention of Christians. The occult rings. The supplies in her trunk. Every alarm in Caleb's head goes off. He drives away. A quarter mile. Pulls into a farm's access road. Waits 5 minutes. Turns around. If they're planning something involving Christians, he can't just drive away. He follows at half a mile distance, north, then west, increasingly remote roads. Signs indicate Perry County. They enter Tuscarora State Forest, narrow forest road, tall pines blocking the sun. Past 5 p.m. now. Shadows lengthening. After 40 minutes, brake lights through the trees. They turn onto a dirt road. Caleb follows. His suspension protests the rutted surface. Through the forest. A structure. An old barn. Red paint faded to brown. Sitting in a clearing. He parks 200 yards away, behind thick pines. The students unload. Cases of beer, boxes, supplies. They carry everything toward the barn. The heavy door slides shut. Caleb creeps closer, uses the tree line for cover. Through a window, he sees flickering candlelight, shadowy figures, robes being pulled on over street clothes. He checks his phone. 2 bars. Not great, but enough. Maybe this is just a harmless college party. Kids playing at being occultists. They're all over 21. The beer's legal. He's about to leave. Then a scream pierces the forest. Not a party scream, not a laugh, pure agony, raw, desperate. Caleb's blood goes cold. He fumbles for his phone. Punches 911. Another scream. 911, what's your emergency? I'm at an old barn in Tuscarora State Forest off Route 274. I heard screaming. The barn door flies open, crashes against its frame. A figure bursts out, a naked man, pale in the dying light, running with desperate, lurching strides. Caleb drops his phone. Even from 30 yards away, even after 6 years, he knows that gait, that build. Ethan. Robed figures emerge from the barn. They move without urgency, casual search pattern. Confident their quarry won't get far. Caleb darts between trees, intercepts his brother's path. Ethan! He hisses. His brother spins, eyes wide with terror. It's me, Caleb, your brother. Recognition dawns in Ethan's haunted face. Caleb? What are you? No, you can't be here. It's dangerous. You have to leave. I'm not leaving you. Caleb shrugs off his jacket, wraps it around his brother's trembling shoulders. That's when he sees Ethan's hands, all 10 fingers gone, scarred stumps, his feet the same, toes amputated. Dear God, Ethan, what did they... Devils. Ethan sobs. They torture us. They'll kill us slowly. They took my fingers and toes one by one. Every time I tried to escape. I don't have any left, so God knows what they'll take next. Rustling leaves. The search party approaches. Caleb grabs his brother's arm, tries to guide him deeper into the forest, but the robed students have flanked them. Strong hands seize both brothers, drag them back toward the barn. Let us go. What you're doing is illegal. I called the police. One student pulls back his hood, the tall one from earlier. Hey, Father, this one came out of the church earlier. He must be Christian too. A figure in an elaborate robe steps forward, face hidden in shadow. When he speaks, his voice carries a slight accent. Excellent. Lucifer has blessed us with another lamb. He gestures. Bring them inside. Prepare the crosses. You're insane. The leader steps closer, breath reeking of alcohol and chemicals. Your Bible says whoever follows Christ must walk as he walked. That means suffering. That means crucifixion. We're simply helping you fulfill your own scripture. He turns to his followers. Prepare the inverted cross for wayward Ethan. Since he has no more digits to offer, perhaps his eyes will suffice this time. No, Ethan wails. Please, no more. Inside, the barn reeks of incense, sweat, and fear. Candlelight reveals crude symbols painted on walls. Wooden crosses lean against the far wall. A silver tray sits on a makeshift altar, pills, an ornate goblet of red wine. Take 2 pills each, drink the wine. It'll make things easier. Caleb and Ethan stand frozen. Then Caleb sweeps his arm across the tray. Pills scatter across the dirt floor. Wine spatters the wall. Shit, get those pills. The cultists drop to their knees, frantically searching in the dim light. A sound cuts through everything. Police sirens, growing louder, coming fast through the forest. This part still gives me chills. The sirens shatter the barn's atmosphere. Caleb twists violently away from distracted hands. His eyes land on an ornate wooden chair, a leather holster draped over one arm, a .38 revolver. He lunges, fingers close around the grip. Everyone back! He swings the weapon, hands shaking, voice firm. Get away from my brother! The cultists freeze. One presses a knife against Ethan's throat. Drop the gun or we'll bleed him out. You kill him, I start shooting, starting with your father. The sirens grow louder, multiple vehicles. The leader pushes back his hood. Weathered face, cold, dark. Eyes, graying hair. He looks like a businessman except for the savage intelligence in his expression. You won't shoot. Christians don't. Sudden commotion from the barn's shadows. Figures burst from behind hay bales and farm equipment, naked, scarred, but alive. Other Christian captives. They throw themselves at their captors with desperate strength. The barn explodes into chaos. Robed figures grapple with former victims. A candelabra falls. Shadows dance wildly. The knife falls away from Ethan's throat. Caleb runs for the door, throws it open. In here! We need help in here! State police cruisers screech to a halt, lights painting the trees red and blue. Officers pour out, weapons drawn. Drop the weapon! Caleb places the revolver on the ground, raises his hands. There are victims inside. They need help. Officers sweep past him. Commands ring out. On the ground. Hands where I can see them. One by one, the cultists are handcuffed, led outside, made to kneel in the grass. EMTs arrive. Gurneys, medical supplies. An officer pulls the hood off the leader. His eyes widen. He speaks urgently into his radio. Caleb catches fragments. Positive ID. Salvador Herrera. Mexican national. Wanted list. More officers surround the kneeling leader. Their manner shifts from routine to high alert. Victims are helped from the barn, wrapped in thermal blankets, some walking, others carried. Caleb counts 5 besides Ethan. Their relief is palpable. Some crying, others staring in shocked silence at the sky. Among the arrested, Caleb recognizes faces from the student fair. The tall one with the shaved head, looking young and scared now, and Lily, the girl he saved from traffic, her makeup smeared with tears, expression mixing shame and terror as officers cuff her hands. A detective approaches. "Sir, I'm Detective Rodriguez. Can you tell me how you came to be here?" From inside the barn, an officer shouts, "We've got a hidden room here, stairs going down. Jesus Christ, there's a whole underground setup." More vehicles arrive. FBI, ATF, DEA. Whatever they've stumbled onto is bigger than a cult. "Caleb." He turns. Ethan on a gurney, oxygen mask over his face. Caleb rushes to his side. Tears finally coming. They grip hands, or what remains of them. "I thought you were dead. 6 years, Ethan." Ethan pulls the mask aside. "So much happened. Can't. Not now. Someday I'll tell you everything." An EMT replaces the mask. "Sir, we need to transport him now. Severely dehydrated, malnourished. The amputations show infection." "Which hospital?" "Lancaster General. You can follow us." Caleb squeezes Ethan's hand, jogs to his Honda. As he starts the engine, he takes one last look. Police cars everywhere. Cultists loaded into vans. Forensic teams setting up floodlights. In the strobing lights, the old barn looks like something from a nightmare. He follows the ambulance's flashing lights, back through the darkening forest, toward Lancaster, toward whatever comes next. Here's what we learned. Lancaster General. Emergency room buzzing with activity. Medical staff rushing between curtained areas. Caleb finds himself in the waiting room, suddenly exhausted, adrenaline draining. He needs to tell someone who will understand. He calls Lancaster Community Presbyterian. Gets Pastor Hartley. "They found him. Ethan's alive. We're at Lancaster General." "Dear Lord, I'm coming right now." Detective Keene arrives with another officer. They take Caleb to a family conference room. Recorder activated. For 40 minutes, he recounts everything. When he finishes, Detective Keene leans back. The students are talking. Most are terrified kids who got in way over their heads. But we've uncovered something much bigger. The leader? Salvador Herrera, Mexican national. Wanted by the DEA for 18 years, he's been running drug operations across the Northeast. She shakes her head. He created a cult to move product, supply drugs to his inner circle, the faithful. In exchange for recruiting, new recruits had to buy drugs for rituals. Self-sustaining market. And the Christian victims? That developed later. Some members held genuine anti-Christian beliefs, saw it as serving Satan by making Christians suffer. Herrera encouraged it, kept them distracted from his real business. She consults her notes. Your brother was specifically targeted. He converted one of their former leaders to Christianity, Travis Cordell, the bar owner. Caleb feels sick. Travis was part of the cult? Years ago, he left, became Christian. They blamed Ethan. It was revenge. But if he's been free, why didn't he say anything? He's back with the cult now. When they captured Ethan, they made Travis believe the Christian God had no power, couldn't even protect his own people. Because of his betrayal, they demoted him, kept him at the bottom until he could prove loyalty again. She shows him a photograph. Saturday night, 6 years ago, Ethan closed the bar, stepped outside for air. They were waiting. Injected him with methamphetamine, threw him in a trunk. The motel, room 6. They performed their ritual there. The symbol. The blood. The front desk clerk, Sadie Morrison, was part of the cult. made sure no one investigated, then disappeared. Another photograph. A cellar wall covered in scratched crosses, Bible verses. In one corner, shaky letters, Ethan B. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, Psalm 23. He wrote that when he still had fingers, Caleb whispers. A knock, a doctor in scrubs. Mr. Bruner, your brother is stable. Room 314. You can see him now. Caleb hurries to the elevator. 3rd floor, following signs. Through the doorway, Ethan lies propped in the hospital bed. IV lines in his arms, small and fragile under white sheets. Ethan. His brother's eyes open, focusing slowly. Caleb. Caleb pulls a chair close, carefully takes Ethan's mutilated hand. 6 years of grief and guilt and hope mixing together. Ethan's lips move, barely audible. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me, Caleb finishes. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Pastor Hartley appears in the doorway, still in his clerical collar, carrying a worn Bible. May I? Caleb nods. Ethan, I'm Pastor Hartley. Your brother told me what happened. We've been praying for you, the whole congregation, for 6 years. Ethan's eyes fill with tears. The pastor opens his Bible but doesn't read. He prays from the heart, for healing, for peace, for the other victims, even for the souls of those who did such evil. As the prayer ends, something shifts in the room. Not a dramatic miracle, a quiet presence. His brother is alive, damaged, scarred, but alive. The valley of the shadow of death had not claimed him. Ethan squeezes his hand weakly. Caleb squeezes back. Neither brother needs words. They're together again. Everything else can wait. Thanks for watching. If this story moved you, like, share, and subscribe for more untold mysteries every week. Drop a comment. Tell us where you're from. Your city might be featured next time. Sometimes the greatest testimonies come from the darkest places. Sometimes faith endures when everything else is stripped away. Sometimes love holds on through 6 years of not knowing. And sometimes brothers find their way back to each other. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.